Welcome to the Kobe Bryant Film Room. I wanted to chime in on Damian Lillard and Giannis teaming up together in Milwaukee, right? Just give you guys my 2 cents of the trade. I think it's a good trade. A lot of people have them as the favorites to win the championship, right? And they're gonna be hard to beat. But let's react to this undisputed video that they put out earlier this morning.
Good morning, Wayne. Happy Packers tonight. Wayne will be at Lambeau tonight for Lions and Packers. We're hoping Wayne can join us tomorrow morning as Undisputed goes live from Boulder ahead of Saturday's USC Colorado game at noon Eastern on Fox. But right now, it is time to skip the BS. It is time for Undisputed in mere minutes. We will be joined by Michael Irvin, and on today's show, we will get deeply into whether Jerry Jones rush would give the Cowboys a better traded, but not to Miami or to Toronto, or certainly not to Orlando. Damian Lillard was traded to Milwaukee, to Giannis. In essence, for Drew Holiday.
And Damian Lillard said a while ago that he wouldn't have minded playing with Giannis, right? I know he wanted to go to Miami, but hell, shit, I can't imagine being in a better situation for Damian Lillard, right? He's already a monster in the West. Listen, guys, if you could carry a team in the Western Conference, you damn sure could go to the East and run shit. So I think Damian Lillard about to go to the East. Him and Giannis about to run shit. They about to fold those boys up.
And who better to provide us some insight on this but Rachel Nichols, who joins Keyshawn Johnson and me.
Rachel. How Kwame say it?
This debate. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning, friends.
Here we go. Was this a great move or a pretty good move or even a bad move by the Milwaukee Bucks?
I think this is a great move, both in the short picture and the long-term picture. Short term, this season, you have supercharged this offense. This is a top seven.
And you know what? All jokes aside, you know what I love about Rachel Nichols? She's actually good for TV. I'm glad they brought her on the show because she actually attempts to talk basketball. And she's good. You know what I'm saying? She breaks down the game. She sounds reasonable and rational while everybody else is capping for views. You know what I mean? Just trying to say things that are sensational. I think she keeps it real, and she gives her honest opinion based on what she sees.
5 player of all time.
Now that's not saying she don't cap. Now when it comes to certain players who she likes, she caps a little bit, trying to get the NBA to create an award and all this other shit. But when she talks strictly basketball, y'all, she's good.
Full on the pick and roll, and that is with subpar centers. Put him with Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's going to be an insane offensive explosion this season. He's going to energize a team that frankly has been kind of floundering a little bit in its identity since winning the title. And, yes, it is a bit of a downgrade on the perimeter defense. I love Drew Holiday. He is one of my favorite players in the NBA.
Ditto.
He is going to be
Drew Holiday's an absolute beast, right? But the facts about Drew Holiday, unfortunately, is he's getting older. As players do in their careers, it's perfectly normal. And last year, he did struggle. He did have a trend going in the opposite direction, going downward, y'all. And so the Bucks have to get younger. They have no choice but to make Giannis happy. So if that means getting rid of Drew, bye Drew. We can replace you. Not saying Drew is not great. It's just that, bro, you got to pick between, you want to choose between Giannis or Drew. Come on, man.
Talk later about the Drew Holiday market. People are going to go insane bidding for Drew Holiday right now with Portland putting him on the trading block.
And he can Drew Holiday can very well come back and bite the Milwaukee in the ass. Because if he goes to a contender, he can for sure, if they go to the finals, help them win. You know what I mean? So depends on who he goes to, but look out for where Drew goes next.
He is not Damian Lillard. And it's like comparing a fabulous, expensive wine, which is what Drew Holiday is, to one of the great cellar wines of all time. This guy is so good in the clutch, which is an area that Milwaukee has occasionally had problems with in key moments of playoff series. And then if you look in the...
Dame Lillard doesn't always come through in the clutch, like people see him. But one thing about Dame is he's not scared of those moments. And that's what makes him clutch. I think people remember, just like almost like Kobe or a Mike, of course, they don't hit every clutch shot. You know, they don't even hit half of their clutch shots. But they know the fear of missing, he don't have that shit. He don't have that shit. He don't think about percentages or any of that shit when he's shooting the three. It's unconscious. That's what makes him dangerous. Confidence, bro. Confidence is big in basketball. For those of y'all who haven't played basketball and just are fans of the sport, for basketball players, confidence is huge. You have to believe in yourself. That makes or breaks a player.
Long term, you have to look at the fact that Giannis was basically threatening to leave over the past month or two.
That's a fact.
This is delivering him exactly what he wants. You are making him happy. You are taking the pressure this season off of getting questions every month of, is Giannis happy enough? What do you think is going to happen with Giannis? Yeah. And don't forget, Drew Holiday is on an expiring contract, where as early as this coming spring, they will be faced with the question of, do we hand him $200 million plus?
And the answer is goodbye, Drew Holiday. They're not going to do that shit for an aging star. They're going to get rid of him, and they're going to fill in pieces around Dame to help him play defense.
And you no longer have to deal with that anymore either. So there's just a lot of big picture reasons. And the last thing I'll throw in there is that this means that Damian Lillard is not going to the Miami Heat, the team that knocked the Bucks out of the playoffs last year. So keeping him from Miami is a win also.
Yeah, it's a great deal, Rachel.
And you know, Portland probably tried to stick it to Miami because they probably thought Miami, Jimmy Butler and them were tampering, right? That's the thing, man. You can't be, you know, for Dame publicly made the trade request. I was listening to Ticket TV's live stream the other day. He made a good point. He should have did that shit in private, so that because what he did was he made his value go down, right? Which is a fact. You make your value go down when teams know you want out. They're not gonna give as much for you. So Pat Riley tried to lowball them, right? And it blew up in that nigga face.
The Bucks, one thing it does not do is guarantee an NBA title. I mean, when you look at players that have come over, whether it's via free agency or trade in the first year,
nothing guarantees an NBA title, right? These boys got to put it together. They got to stay healthy. But look, they got Chris Middleton. They've got Giannis, the best player in the league, best on both ends of the floor. And that's not debatable. They have Damian Lillard, right? And then they have Brook Lopez, right? So they're set. The only thing they got to do is fill in the bench. That's it.
Outside of Kawhi Leonard in Toronto here in recent memory, if it serves me correct, that's the only team that won a championship,
Rasheed
right?
Wallace.
Excuse me?
Rasheed Wallace in Detroit.
Well, that was 100 years ago.
Yeah, you see how he's corrected? See, this is the thing, right? This is why I say about Keyshawn, right? Keyshawn's what you consider a fan, right? Football players who are fans of the game should not be talking basketball if they do not know the game, if they have not done their homework. I don't have a problem with football players, a man trying to make money and go into another avenue in his career. But when you get in front of those cameras, bro, you have to, you're reaching a national audience. You have to know what you're talking about. And when you're corrected by Miss Rachel Nichols, because she knows her shit, she's going to call you out and make you look stupid. And then you're going to say, well, that was 200 years ago. And then we going to say, man, hand this nigga a football. Get him off the TV.
But when you think about it here recently,
Yes.
that hasn't been the case. I mean, you can kind of somewhat have the conversation around Anthony Davis and the Lakers, but that was a weird situation. But overall, It's all about the championship.
There wasn't no damn weird situation. He colluded with LeBron and he demanded the trade because he was a Clutch Sports client, and he said, "I'm not playing for New Orleans, no matter what. Trade me to where I wanted to go."
And yes, Giannis did subliminally kind of threaten him by saying, "Hey, I don't know
It was
about
not
this."
subliminal.
Well, I
He
mean,
out and said he'd have to look elsewhere if they didn't.
yeah.
He took a page. Giannis took a page out of Kobe Bryant's handbook, right? Sometimes, guys, like, there's nothing wrong with being loyal, right? We praise loyalty, but at the same time, sometimes you do have to make threats, bro. If you're making a deal, right, and you're not willing to walk away from that deal, and the person you're making the deal with knows that, you're a sucker. You're a chump. You're gonna be looked at that way. So if you're dealing with a girl, right, you're not gonna make her feel so comfortable that you won't leave no matter what. Then you'll get treated like a chump, like a sucker, and like a bitch. So you have to let people know, hey, I'm willing to walk. And that's what Giannis did. There's nothing wrong with holding your organization accountable so they won't just use your great talent to sell tickets like it's a circus.
Yeah, but the conversation with them as of today is not go get Dame Lillard. The conversation wasn't.
Yes.
So it's kind of like he put it out there, they reacted, but is he going to sign? Is he still going to sign, and will he become?
If Giannis don't sign, he's a damn fool. And he don't deserve no respect. Bro, you are in the dream situation. Giannis is going to sign. They're probably just working out the contract details, trying to give him everything he wants in the contract. I cannot imagine Giannis saying, "Nope, don't want to come. Don't want to come back." You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. That's not happening.
Free agent when that time comes, where now Dame is stuck in Milwaukee and he's on to something greater or better. Look, you mentioned the defensive perimeter side of the ball. I love Drew Holiday too. They're going to miss that. Dame isn't going to be that guy on the perimeter defensive end. But what they do gain is they gain three-point shooting, something they desperately needed.
Yep.
They gain another leader on the basketball floor. So all of those sort of things works perfect for them in terms of this scenario. Again, it doesn't guarantee a championship, though. That's the one thing that in all of it, you sit there and you go, well, if this is a KD to Golden State, well, it's a championship. We don't know that yet with Milwaukee.
Bro, stop this bullshit, bro. We already know they gonna run over everybody in the fucking East, bro. Stop this bullshit. They're just as potent and deadly as a threat, in my opinion, as Golden State. Because they literally have everything. The only thing they need to do is tone up a couple of positions. Right? Man, stop hating, bro. Man, that's hate, bro. They obviously the favorites. Now, they do got to go against Boston, but Golden State had to go against Houston. So, like, come on, bro. Come on.
Okay. First up, I gotta say this. I have dared Damian Lillard for years to go ahead and push for a trade and back up his talk by walking to wherever to show us all I can go there and do that. I'm not just the biggest fish in a small pond. So this was a very shrewd move by Dame, and I congratulate him for this move, for having the guts to go through with it. But remember,
So when you play for a team and you get drafted, you're just a big fish in a small pond. Like, bro, come on, man.
Went from being a big fish in a little pond to joining a bigger fish in an even smaller pond. Because if you just look at size of TV market, there are 28 TV markets in this league, and Portland ranks 20th, and Milwaukee is all the way down at 25th. So he actually went to
and that's going to go up because of their stardom. And if they're able to win, they're going to be covered. Well, they should be. We all know what you guys did to the Nuggets.
Smaller market than he has been, quote unquote, stuck in Portland. I love Portland. I could live in Portland, but that's just me. All right, so I'm going to give both of you this. It is a great move for
Why is Skip dressed like the Hawaiian Punch guy that blazer?
Milwaukee in the long term, but I do not think it's a great move in the now, in the short term, because of what you just said. You want to talk about a baller? Drew Holiday, an LA kid, as you know, he is a flat-out baller.
Yes.
Nobody's going to disagree with this.
Yes.
Because he defends at the highest level. And defensive win shares just last year, I know he's an aging player, so is Dame. Drew's actually a month
older. They're
basically they're basically the same, 33.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday finished 4th in defensive win shares last year at 32. That is high level. Milwaukee finished 4th overall.
Yeah, he played well, bro. He played
Defensive efficiency, and they've been first in the couple.
I just hate when people mention like these win shares and all that shit. I'm not a big fan of that shit. I just look at him on the court and see what he's doing, bro. He was balling in the regular season. The playoffs, he did.
Previous years. But just remember, they went 58-24 last year, and they had the best record in the East. So if it ain't broke, do you have to fix it?
They got knocked out.
It's fucking broke, bro. Because Giannis wants to leave. He's threatening to leave. And this fool's gonna say, well, if it's broke, why would you want to fix it? It's broke, nigga. The main guy wants to get the fuck out of there.
First round of the playoffs, obviously there was an injury, but
why did they get knocked out?
There was an injury, but also
but Jimmy
Well, they
Butler
got
went out of his mind
on the perimeter. Yes.
Hey, you can rank performances in single playoff series, and Jimmy's would be up there. It might be like top 10 all time. I was looking at the numbers.
Yeah, but part of the reason they got Drew there is defense. He wasn't defending at a high level in that series, and he wasn't scoring at a high level. So what do you do with him? If Giannis is upset, yeah, you could say it's just 1 year. He had, players had bad games. It's just 1 year, but you can't remain the same. You have to make a change.
Morning. He shot 44% from 3 in the 5 games, averaged 38, 6, and 5. Even he scored 50.
Yeah, in other words, he was busting their ass.
6 in game 4, and then in the closeout game 42. And he's just shooting out of his mind. And Drew is guarding him a good bit of the time, but Michael Jordan could have guarded Jimmy and
Michael Jordan couldn't guard Jimmy. I bet you, and that's why he kind of stumbled saying his words, because he was like, oh shit, I kind of went too far. Michael Jordan couldn't guard Jimmy Butler, bro. One of the greatest defenders of all time, bro. Oh my fucking God, bro. Why?
Through those games.
Look, their perimeter defense will take a hit. Like that sentence doesn't change.
But
however,
balance out on the offense.
well, I was going to say, not only balance out on the offensive end, but don't forget, they have Giannis and Brook Lopez, who is one of the leading candidates for Defensive Player of the Year
And
last.
Brook Lopez has been swatting shit and playing at a high level, shooting the 3 really well too, spacing out the floor for Giannis to be able to attack. Now the floor is going to be really spaced for Brook, right? So he's going to probably get even more wide open looks.
They're really good.
You have 2
They
first
have Robin
team,
Lopez.
right? You have 2 NBA first team all defense players in the top in your starting 5. Most teams don't have 1,
Well,
right?
But
They got 2
also
of
think
them.
about this: they're rim protectors. So whoever gets past Dame's gonna know them niggas gonna clean that shit up. And you have Chris Middleton there, so who knows what he'll be when he gets back healthy.
So yes, on the perimeter, the defense is
Just
going
to
to be a
shut
little
down the
weaker.
thing. I take nothing away from Dame's ability to score. And you cannot tell me that Jimmy Haslam and his wife didn't have something to do with this, because now he's one of the new owners of the Bucks. Mm-hmm. And remember what he did in Cleveland?
Yep.
It's like, just pull the trigger, go. Deshaun, we can get Deshaun. We got to pay him $230 guaranteed. Okay, let's just go get it. Because you just swing for the
Well, you
fence.
do it. That's not really swinging for the fences. That's just using common sense, bro. You're giving up Drew. That's it. You're getting Damian Lillard. You gave up Drew Holiday, and Grayson Allen really wasn't doing that much anyways for you, right? Not in the playoffs. So you give up 2 pieces that really didn't contribute in the playoffs when you know your superstar is upset, and you go get him help. You go get him the star that wants to leave. It's not like Damian Lillard didn't want to leave Portland, and Portland was just offering him up. He wanted out. So he also said he wanted to play with Giannis. It's a fucking no-brainer if you're in the front office. It really is. Anybody can make that trade.
This is here. You go get Dame if he's available.
But see, Skip, as much as we love Drew Holiday, and like Rachel was saying, you get just a classic wine that's at the bottom of the cellar and one that's in the refrigerator, but it's still great and good.
It's
You're
not
going
just-
to reach for the one that's classic, that's the best, if you have the ability to get it. If you can have.
You're talking box office. I'm not sure you're talking about wins and losses.
No.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, again, we're not just talking about just Dame's impact. We're talking about Giannis's ability to play with Dame. So even if you don't think highly of Dame in big moments or whatever, Giannis is able to elevate Dame because of his work ethic and because of his he's just a freak of nature.
I don't know if that's the case. If you go back and you look at when he took Portland to the Western Conference Finals, along with McCullough, obviously, dude was playing out his mind.
And he didn't play out of his mind in the finals.
I understand that, but over the course of that season, and then through the playoffs up into the final, he was playing ridiculous. And I understand you lose something on the defensive end, and you say, well, why would we give up this to get that? There's certain players in sports, and I remember this with Bill Parcells. I asked Bill when I had Adrian Morrell as our running back. Adrian Morrell rushed for 1,300 yards in 97. And he went and got Curtis Martin and gave up the farm for Curtis. Essentially, the same rushing attempts, the same yards. He said, he's just different.
Yeah.
He's just a different guy.
Okay, but Adrian Morrell is not Drew Holiday.
I understand that, but I'm talking
And
about.
they didn't give up the farm for Damian Lillard, bro. They literally looked. They were like, when Portland offered what they offered, the niggas were like, that's it.
Guys that deliver some of the same sort of stuff.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, I gotta go.
Well, no, I was just going to say, you also have to look, went out to get a very small market. And Giannis, as we know, you just said he could resign, he could not resign. If he does walk, if something goes wrong,
Yeah.
you still have a superstar in Damian Lillard on the floor.
You've also-
You need that draw.
4 years left on his
You
deal, too.
need that draw in a market like
We
Milwaukee.
didn't even talk about the draft picks because they're so far out there, 28, 29, 30. They're so far. It's
Well,
like,
they're not gonna need them, bro. He got two superstars of that caliber, and along with Chris Middleton and Brooks, still, they're not gonna need them fucking draft picks.
mind-boggling how far out they are. But if you do lose Giannis, at some point you're going to have to pay the piper because there's an unprotected first and there's some unprotected swaps, and you bet your long-term future on now
Look what they gave up, bro. Come on, man.
and trying to keep Giannis because he could sign right now. He could do another 40
Hey, Drew was probably on the plane before they agreed to the deal.
next year. Could do a 5-year.
Everybody, when they make these type of trades, they give up the form to make the trades because it's about the now. They don't look to 29 and 30.
but they're-
For all we know,
they're
they
only-
may not even own the team in 29 and
But
30.
they do want to keep Giannis, and they knew
Yes.
they had little to no chance without this.
Of course you want to keep Giannis.
Do not underestimate. These two have sort of quietly campaigned to join each other for a long time, and it was sort of hiding
Which
it.
makes you think it could have been some under the table shit going on with Damian Lillard too. And it wouldn't surprise me if behind the scenes he probably spoke to Portland and say, "Hey, look, you guys can send me to Milwaukee. Okay, send me there because I want to play with him any damn way."
in plain sight because obviously when LeBron and Giannis are making the All-Star picks, Giannis has the first overall pick, and he just
Dame
shocks
Lillard,
LeBron.
man.
He took Dame. And
Yeah, bingo. Players talk, y'all. Players talk. Them niggas talk during the All-Star game and say, "Look, let's team up, man. Let's team up."
LeBron is fully expecting him to take Drew because it's his guy, right? And it shocked LeBron to the point he said, "You just messed up all my draft order."
Yeah.
I mean, he had to really sort of recalculate. Now, what am I going to do? And
And what LeBron did was pick the Monstars in response to that shit. Come on, man.
Giannis was saying he's showing his heart. I want him. And by the way, Dame has tweeted about the one guy he wanted about. It was
Well, they're very similar personality-wise, right?
Okay, well, that's going to do it. This is the Kobe Bryant film room, and that's the episode right there. I think Damian Lillard's going to fit in fine. That pick and roll is going to be deadly, damn near unstoppable. I think that they're going to have great shooting, and they're going to bring in more defense to surround Dame, right? They don't need that much defense, right? When you're getting that much offense. So, defense is valuable, but you already have a defender in Giannis. You have two first-team guys, right? I think Brooke made two first team guys. Right? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong if Brooke made first team or second team, but you got 2 first team guys on the court. Right? So you have defense. You have offense. And that equals a championship, y'all. That combination equals a championship. So we'll see what happens, man. Injuries can derail anybody. Anything can happen in the NBA. So who knows, man? Maybe they might get upset. Maybe they won't be as big and bad as we think. But that's just my 2 cents on the subject, guys. This is the Kobe Bryant Film Room, and I'll holla.